time. Yeah, I'm usually always ready at 5 o'clock, but something about me just say, there's one more thing to do. So we're not gonna procrastinate today. Love for you guys for rocking and rolling with your boys, showing up and showing out. We're gonna have a great show today. We got a headline topic of Stephen A. Smith going at sports media's clickbait culture. All of us gonna get it. Okay. All right, clickbait time. We got to talk about that. He directs his attention at awful announcing, the website that used to be my favorite website, and I'm gonna tell you why it's not anymore, etc. And also, we got Michael Wilbon chiming in on that, saying, Stephen A., you are not a journalist anymore. He goes there and deeper. So we're going to do that. We got to talk about Charles Barkley telling Draymond how he gets under Shaq's skin, questioning his basketball IQ. We're going to have some fun with that. How embrace debate is dead. So we missed the one day this week where there were some really good topics, and I put out a couple clips, but not in full. So we got to go handle that. We got to finish that Aaron Rodgers interview because some people are telling me, hey, man, you didn't go deep enough on that. I don't think we had that. So he scored ESPN and COVID and Dr. Fauci, et cetera. Finish that up. Chris Carter explains how ESPN hires their employment model. Chris Carter is amazing. I hope y'all understand that. Just watch his podcast. Comes out weekly. It's insane. All right, we got more. We got to talk about Ocho Cinco letting us know who the quarterback's going to be in Cleveland. And I hear him. Jaylen Brown and Stephen A. Smith go back and forth talking about COVID, Kyrie, the apology, all those type of things. Shaq says his ego stopped him from winning 7 rings in L.A. with Kobe. He breaks that down. Rob Parker says the WNBA needs drama because the ball ain't good enough. Did you hear me? He said, y'all don't play well enough, so y'all need this drama. That hurt. Colin Cowherd contemplates if the Rams have the best NFL roster ever. Yeah, I said ever. He's contemplating that. We break that down. NBA media, now versus then. We're going to show you some old clips of how the NBA used to be covered. Ahmad Rashad and that level. We're going to go there. And parents, us, we need to take back youth sports from the itty-bitties and from the professionalization of youth sports. So Jeff Passan and others will chime in on that. All right, love to all you guys. I see you top fans out there. I give y'all some love after our top topic. We're going to get into that. How am I feeling right now? I'm feeling good. I'm either on my Tiger Woods Sunday, you know what I'm saying, for birdie. I've been practicing my golf. Y'all in trouble right now. Look at this. Look at that extension right there. Look at this. I'm looking right here. Watch this. That's what the pros have, like an 87-degree range right there. I just got to lock that out a little more. See that? I need that. But I'm shooting under 80 in about a week. It's going down. I'm feeling good. Other than that, either I'm on my Tiger Woods, I'm on my Suge Knight, whatever you want to call it. I'm banging. Been doing my hiking, my left hip. Remember, I got one hip done. The other hip is hurting. It's hurting. It gets better, but it's hurting. I'm going through that cycle again. So look for me before the end of the year to get another hip surgery. Now I ain't got no more hips after that. That's it. Can't have no more surgeries. I got both of them done, doc. Shout out to my doctor, Jason Snibby, who is the man. He does everyone's hips, knees, everything. He's just the man and a better person than he is a surgeon. And he's an insane surgeon. All right, stop stalling, Wiley. God dang, we ain't come here to hear about your bad hips. That's you and the Buffalo Bills' fault. You know what I'm saying? Get your life together. Get into it. Get your life together. Get involved. All right, we got to get to Stephen A. Smith, how he torches sports media. Where is that topic? And how y'all doing out there? Love for all you guys, for all the things that you are up to. Beat it up in the comments. You know our chat is for us to talk that talk. We really go there, too, in our chat. Our chat is goofy. Silly in here as I stall. We got to do this congressional. Y'all see that Hawaiian dude that got knocked out? Congressional candidate. Oops. That's what we got to do. We got to talk about that. That's another one too, because that to me reminds me of a lot of what's going on in life right now. All right, here we go. No more stalling. Stephen A. Smith talking about awful announcing and sports media's clickbait culture. Wiley, you're up to bat. Let's listen.
He's not alone.
You gonna talk?
Because I don't get to read, or I don't choose to read much from awful announcing. Not all the time. Not casting any aspersions on them. Not saying they're not a worthy website. I'm not judging them. I don't read their material enough to make that kind of judgment. Let's be very, very clear about that. I do not.
Why don't you? Mm-hmm.
But boy, do they make a habit of mentioning me all the time.
That's facts.
I don't know how many times a day or per week I'm on their website. I do know, and I can easily surmise that clearly my name drives traffic and keeps their website afloat as much as they mention me. Why else would you? But they wrote an article that's circulating all over the place today with Mike Wilbon of PTI, former columnist for the Washington Post, being on one of their panels and saying, quote, Stephen A. Smith is not a journalist. He is a show. Before I go any further about this, let's hear what Michael Wilbon had to say. Listen.
Okay, before they get there, let's just talk about what he said now. Up to this point, he is dead right. Now, I don't believe in sports media's clickbait culture. I understand there are some willful participants who really are into that, and I'll even talk about myself. But the reason I really like this topic is because, one, is Stephen A. Smith addressing something that I've been addressing. So a lot of times you guys are like, yo, why you always talking about Stephen A. Smith? There was a time where it was like, why you always talking about Ryan Clark? And then y'all also counter that by saying, why don't you talk about Jason Whitlock? And the real reason, I told you then, but I'm glad Stephen A. Smith is bringing it up now, is because I used to go to one website to get most of my topics, almost all of them, and it was Awful Announcing. I used to show y'all, I'd be like, this is Awful Announcing, Awful Announcing, Awful Announcing. And finally I started to realize, I'm like, dog, I am talking about them too much, and I'm thinking that's what everybody wants to hear, and I'm thinking that's all there is out there to hear. Then I was like, nah, dog. Now, I'm not going 3rd and goal and 4th and 1. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that deep analysis on this show, right? We're going to talk about sports and sports media, but I thought Awful Announcing was giving me the global perspective, real spit. And then I started realizing, like, damn, you're right. And Stephen A. Smith is right. Stephen A. Smith is like, yo, enough. And so I was like, I'm like, why don't talk about Whitlock? And then I start seeing their bias. Because when then some topics would come up, whether they were social or political, they're very left-leaning. And I start seeing choice words in there. And I was like, oh, man, I done fell for the okie doke. They got me talking about certain people all the time, and then they're going to lean with their politics, but they're going to put it in the slightest way. And look, I still go to their site because how did I get this topic? Went to Awful Announcing. Who's it about? Stephen A. Smith. Get it? The ecosystem is eating its own. It's feeding itself. But at the same time, I do respect what Stephen A. Smith's saying, like, dog, y'all talk about anything and everything I do. I don't have a problem with that. But the website is big enough, grand enough, you got enough employees. Put some Whitlock in there. Put some other people in there that are making noise, making waves. I mean, they don't do anybody else, really. They rarely do McAfee, which is crazy. They do Stephen A. Smith. They were doing a ton of Ryan Clark, and now it seems like Stephen A. Smith going to turn the tides on them. Let's go.
Listen to this.
I'm going to take a page out of Stephen A. now, if he was looking. Stephen A., I'm looking at you. I love you. You know that. Stop. You're not a journalist anymore. You're not doing what you did at the Philly Inquirer. Stop, dude. I know what you did there because I was shoulder to shoulder with you at press row and press boxes and practice. Yes, practice. Yeah. Allen Iverson's practicing. Stop. No. Stephen A. is a show. He's a show. He knows it. He wants to be the show, and he's doing a damn good job at it.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Michael Wilbon.
Tough position right now. Be real. Stephen A. Smith, like, he didn't go at me. He didn't come at me, and that's my dog. But at the same time, because of the context, because it's Awful Announcing, you got a little gripe with him. You got a little issue with him. Because of the context, because of how close you are right now to some issue I do have, this ain't the time for to hear that, big dog. You ever had your boy say something to you like, ain't nothing wrong with you saying right now, but this ain't the time, dog. This ain't the time. This wasn't the time to hear that. But Awful Announcing went with it because it was on their website. It was on their podcast. So, Stephen A., go get them.
Let me tell you how slick Awful Announcing is with all of this.
Let's hear.
And how shady they are.
Ooh.
How you present a question matters.
Leading a witness.
I want to applaud them. Nice try. Because you can ask Mike Wilbon a question any way you want to. Mike Wilbon could cuss me out, go to hell off, and tell me I'm not a journalist in my face. I'd still hug him, love him, and we'd still be hanging out the next minute. That's my brother.
Yeah. Yeah. We feel you. We good.
You don't even understand the level of love I have for that man. That we all do. We revere him, not just love him and trust him. And nothing he said was wrong.
Oh,
of course, I'm not doing what I used to do. Mad Dog Russo is not in the locker room all the time. He's a Hall of Fame radio host. JT the Brick, Mr. Overnight. That's what I call him because, damn it, when you talk about late night radio, I mean, JT the Brick, I can't get enough of him. He's must listen to radio. Nobody comes before him.
Okay. I can hear my English teacher right now in my head just beating me up, saying, Marcellus, correct them. Stop it. Okay. So we all know when we had to turn in those papers, like starting into like the 8th grade, whenever you had to turn in those papers and you get your 2 grades, only you get an A over a C or A over a B, A over A, whatever it may be. Like grammar, rhetoric, structure, and then also just meaning. Like what were you trying to say? Message, right? What content? I'm not going to argue Stephen A's content to this point right now. There's nothing to argue. He's right. Like, Wilbon didn't take no shots at him. And right now, he hasn't set it up in structure for me to know what his real issue is. His topic sentence right now. I don't like awful announcing using my name all the time. Now, you got to follow that up with why. He hasn't done that yet. He's given us examples of other people who are not doing it the same. But Stephen A., they talking about you. It's your turn. You got the mic. You on the camera. We want to hear why you don't do it the same. You are not Mad Dog Russo. I understand where you're going with it, but my English teacher just told me topic sentence and then follow up them conclusion. We need to get there so we can know where you are. Now let's go.
Adam Shine is here on this station doing exemplary work all the time. He's a radio host. If he does other things, doesn't it come back to him being a radio host? I wasn't trying to imply that I'm a journalist, meaning I'm in the locker room being accountable to the people I talk about every single story or every single angle that I take. I don't have the time. I do 22 hours of live content per week. That's over 900 hours a year.
That's getting it.
I am universally recognized, if for nothing else, my hard work.
Facts.
But because I'm not a beat writer anymore in the locker room, folks want to say I'm not a journalist. You don't get the right to say that. Mike Wilbon does.
Now, that's when we got a problem. I knew he was going to do this. I knew that the logic was going to get into a pretzel. So wait a minute. They are doing a podcast, awful announcing, asking your brother, Michael Wilbon, about you being a journalist or you just in sports media where you are. And Michael Wilbon takes the liberty to say Stephen A. Smith is not a journalist anymore. What he's doing is not journalism anymore. He's a show, which is a compliment. Like, it's like almost going up to somebody and say, man, he ain't no backpack rapper. He ain't no street corner rapper. The dude is mainstream. And people get, I'm mainstream. Remember they did this to Will Smith, the first dude to ever win a Grammy. He's mainstream. Yeah, I'm selling a gang album. What you talking about? Like, what we doing? And Will Smith wasn't outselling at that time. Run DMC, who came before him. Beastie Boys, who came before him. These are legendary. LL Cool J. Like, but no, you mainstream. Dog, it's okay. Like, I get how journalism gives everyone a badge of honor. Oh, I got it out the mud. I had my pocket, my pen in my pocket, and I had my notepad, and I was a beat writer. But you ain't that no more. But I don't understand why. Well, actually, I do understand. Why do people want to be down so much? And look, I can easily say that because I'm from where it's down. I'm from the mud. So I ain't even gotta like act like I'm from the mud. And it's so weird when I hear people try so hard to stay down or stay in the mud. I'm like, are you really from it? Because if you're really from it, you don't want to claim it like that no more. You respect it, you salute it, but you out of there. I was listening to 50 Cent had a song. I don't know, I don't know lyrics, but 50 Cent had a song where he was saying, if I could hate it or love it or something like that, the ground don't stop. He was like, if I could lead the hood, I would. Yeah. Like, dog, will we stop with this? So, Stephen A., you are not a beat writer anymore. You are not sitting there eating a continental breakfast, waiting for some athlete to come in half dressed to say, nah, I'm good, to say no comment. You know what I mean? You're not that no more. And we applaud that. But it seems like there's always this tension, this resentment, this gravity that, nah, I'm still that. You not. Let it go. And I want to hear you flow. Let's go.
Because Mike Wilbon has done it. And I get where Michael Wilbon is coming from because he's speaking in a literal sense about what I do right now. When I say to an athlete that'll come at me or anybody else in sports that I'm a journalist, I'm talking about by trade and nature. I'm talking about a body of work that spans decades. No, I don't have to do that anymore. I've graduated.
Thank you. You graduated. So stop going back to the damn school. Everybody want to go back a couple times, right? Just to floss, just to stunt. But stop going. You going there more than you did when you were going there. Come on. Here we go. Michael Wilbon said you are not a journalist anymore. You like, that's my brother. That's good. The website says you're not a journalist anymore. You got a problem with it. How, Sway? They trying to tell you the same thing. They actually are saying the same thing. It's just one of them you like. One of them is your brother. And the other one you're like, man, y'all using me up for clicks and bait. When we all use each other for clickbait, will we stop with this? If we're going to argue over clickbait, to me, arguing over clickbait is like arguing over skin color. It's arguing over, well, you black and you white, and that's informing me who you are. It's not. It's the dumbest argument. It's the same thing, this grouping, like, you do not get informed of somebody's character, intellect, etc., based on their skin color. Now, if you want to be lazy, you want to be simple, you want to generalize, you want to stereotype, of course, because that means you can just bring in anything you want. But if we're being exact, if we're being precise, if we're talking with precision, you can't learn anything based off of someone's skin color, or you can't base it off of what someone's title is. You got to know them, because you as a journalist is not the same as Wilbon as a journalist, as we have seen in how your shows are. And that's a salute, dog. If you take that as a diss, because you didn't take it as a diss from Wilbon, why are you taking it as a diss from the website? I'm listening.
There are journalists, there are columnists. There are columnists and there's commentators and radio hosts. Everything comes with it. But the point is, responsibilities change, but the nature of who you are isn't. I don't just come on the air and bloviate out the mouth. I make phone calls. I have resources. People educate me about what's going on all the damn time. I'm just not in somebody's face immediately upon talking about them because I don't have the means to be able to do that. This is not I Dream of Jeannie back in the day. I can't snap my damn fingers and be 3,000 miles away.
Remember that?
Or even down a damn block. I got to be in studio, mic'd up, etc. Responsibility. The nature as pundits, as commentators, as radio hosts, etc., emanates, in my case, from years of journalism.
Okay. Now y'all starting to see it, huh? Like people don't want to let that go. I mean, Dan Batard talks about journalism a lot as well, and he's talking about it as a dying breed. And you can hear Stephen A. Smith right now trying to resuscitate it so that it gives him credibility, or at least it gives him his foundation again. Because people, it sounds like Stephen A. Smith, he sounds like somebody who from the hood, who left the hood, and people call him a sellout now. And so now he's trying to prove how hood he still is. Dog, you ain't gonna change them people's mind. Them people gonna think you are who you are based on who they think you are, not who you really are. You just gotta keep being you. Be a show. This is the best time ever to be a show. This is the worst time ever to be a journalist. Ain't nobody got time to be reading all that. Ain't nobody got time to be hearing all that. Journalist is dead. Like Dan Le Batard says, it's dead. And I don't know why everybody keep walking around here with this badge talking about, I used to be a journalist. And you think I give you respect or credit because of that? Right? It's the same thing that people do when they flex when they're like, I'm an author. Dog, I could self-publish a book today. I'm an author. Like, what are you doing? We ain't the same. So stop trying to hide behind the title. Title's dead. Journalism, dead. The way we doing it, dead. I don't even know what they were doing back then, but we didn't have enough coverage and options to really examine it. Journalism. All the beat writers I knew, let me just tell you for real. I love me some Sam Farmer, love me a bunch of beat writers. Here's the problem. A lot of them just was in there saying what happened, why it happened, where did it happen, when did that happen, and then they were just writing it, and then they put their own little prose to it. Was that journalism? I don't know. Did you go to Syracuse to learn that, sir? I don't know. And a lot of them did their job the right way. I ain't the athlete to say, oh, they killed me. Nah, when I was sorry or when I wasn't as good as expectations, they killed me. When I was living up to them or exceeding them, they gave me love. I dictated the articles, I felt. Some people, it ain't like that. Some people, no matter what they do, they're going to catch some hell. LeBron, etc. But come on, man. Everybody walking around here, I'm from the hood. No, you ain't. And if you are, why you keep talking about it? We get it. It's enough.
At the New York Daily News, at the Philadelphia Inquirer, at CNN, at Fox Sports, at ESPN, at Sirius XM. That's my career. It comes from someplace.
I know where it comes
from. But Mike Wilbon's answering that question because it's presented to him in a fashion that says Stephen A. always says he's a journalist, but this is what he is doing, as opposed to me saying I'm a journalist based on what I've done.
Can't let that slip by. We ain't doing that here today. So you saying the way that they ask the question matters so much that you're going to discredit that they both got to the same answer? Like Wilbon is so genius in this game that we're talking sports media that no matter how you ask him the question, he know how to get to the answer. In NFL media, they got media training. NFL media training. I remember my rookie year. One of the first rules were you don't have to answer every question the way that they ask it. Basically, they can ask you, is your coach good or bad? Do you like your coach? Yes or no? You ain't got to answer that. You can say, you know what? Our coach sets us up to be in a position where we can have winning outcomes, and it's on us players to make sure that we have that. I ain't got to answer, is he a good or bad coach? They can ask you anything. I learned this my rookie year, 1997. I don't give a damn what you ask me. It's what I answer. So come on, man. They got to the same place. Don't tell me how they got there. They got there.
And what my nature is, I don't just talk. I get intel. I cultivate sources. I network. The Stephen A. Smith Show on politics. I've had over 50 politicians on my show. Representatives and senators. Sports. You see people coming on the show all the time. Players, former, present, coaches, former, present, executives, owners. When I sat down with Commissioner Goodell, was that not journalism? When I sat down with Adam Silver and Gary Bettman and Rob Manfred, was that not journalism?
Okay, let's go. All right, let's sum this one up. I mean, really, that doesn't have to be journalism. It could just be a TV host and have that happen, right? You know, like Bill Maher. I love Bill Maher. He have on famous people all the time. He ain't no journalist. He a comedian. You could be you could be on 106 in Park and have all these rappers on there. You ain't no journalist and you ain't no rapper. You just a host. You do a show and it's amazing. You can't check every box. What I learned too growing up, and I hope we all can connect on this point, you can't check every box, right? You can't be a king of all. You can try and be a jack of all, but you can't be a king of all. So what you start to see is, and this is a success conversation, when you start to ascend, when you start to become in rare air, you start to notice a disconnect from where you came from. That's part of the ascension. Like, we want to grow in resources. We want to be richer. We want to have a bigger house. We want to live in a better neighborhood. We want everything to change except ourselves, or at least the perception of who we are. It don't go that way, dog. I remember I was on the phone with my big brother, Curtis Conway. Y'all know him. Shout out to him and the family. Layla Ali, all the family, love. And Seaway checked me on something one day. He said, "Wild style," that's what he called me. "Baby bro, look, how old are you?" And I think at the time I was like 45 or something. He was like, "Okay, you 45 and you grew up, we know where you grew up, but you grew up there till you 18. You 45 now. I just want to tell you, bro, you've been out the hood longer than you was in the hood. Just remember that when you talking, because you ain't going to change these dudes' mind on you. They don't see your stripes. They don't respect your stripes. They don't care about your stripes. They love you when you come back. They love you when they see you. They love you when they connect. They love you with your content. But don't act like you going through what they going through right now. And remember, what they going through right now, you done been far removed from it. And it's been a while. And it's been longer than you were in it." Whoa, I'm sitting there like, I swear, I never did that mental math. I never knew how my messages were being received by those who are still where I'm from. You know, when I go back, you know, I've been to the Compton parade a gang of times. 2 times I was the Grand Marshal, which is weird. I'm like, damn, Grand Marshal again? Only in Compton. You know what I'm saying? I think Dr. Dre been it 3 times, Kendrick twice, me twice, Game twice, you know what I mean? But, I mean, it's an honor. But at the same time, you got to understand, like, I think it would be so false of me to act like I am that still. And that's what I'm getting from Stephen A. Smith. It's like, he still want to wear that hood badge of journalism. Dog, good for you. And I know journalism has highbrow and high levels as well. But he talking about beat writer. He talking about out the mud. Let it go. You know how far you've been removed from that? All them suits and makeup you wearing. Ain't nobody wearing no makeup and suit in no damn locker room and no beat writer. Like, take your props. It always tripped me out. Remember that it was an era when everybody was clowning success, and especially in like hip hop culture and sports culture. Like, we're doing it now. You want a ring chase. But back then it was like, oh, you selling out. You going mainstream. They tried to do that to Will Smith. Oh, he got a TV show. Who he think he is? I thought he was a rapper. What are you doing with a TV show? You think that worked out? They did it with Ice Cube. Look at Ice Cube. He want to do movies and stuff. What are he trying to do? I thought he was a rapper. How'd that turn out? Okay. They did it with MC Hammer. He think he fresh. He's supposed to be rapping and dancing. Now he over there got cartoons and he got cereal and he got dolls. If you don't get out of my face, people want to change their address, but don't want to change who they are and how people address them. Get him, Wiley, over here preaching. So, look, I don't get the guilt trip, and I also don't get the insecurity from Stephen A. Smith. Let it go. You are what you are. You are what they say you are. And we let them off the hook. Oh, man, I just saw that. Deep stuff right there. But we all go through it. Let's be real. We all go through it, and your boy be like, oh, that's how you acting now? And you be like, no. Ain't that the natural reflex when your boy say, oh, that's how you acting now? No. How about we change it? That's how you acting now? Hell yeah. I ain't the same. Things just ain't the same for gangsters. Times are changing. Young people aging. Come on, man. I ain't take my rap Tourette's medicine. It's going down today. So beat it up in the comments. Let me know what you think. Why is Stephen A. Smith still set tripping? Why is he mad at himself? But not, he mad at Awful Announcing, who said the exact same thing as Michael Wilbon, but he cool with Michael Wilbon saying it. Anyway, you know how the game goes. Okay, beat up in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about that. We're going to get back to Stephen A. Smith because we got that embrace debate topic coming up later, but we're going to take a little break right now. Let's go here. Let's go where Rob Parker. Let's go. Should I go to Rob Parker? I want to go to Jaylen Brown first. Let's go find Jaylen Brown. He going at Stephen A. Smith. We right now talking. You want to get clickbaited? It's funny because Jaylen Brown, he going to say it probably. Jaylen Brown over there clickbaiting me. I mean, we all doing it, but damn, if Jaylen Brown got to clickbait you, boy, I wish somebody would clickbait me. You call me a clickbaiter. I got $300 million contract, and I'm not done making that money. You talking about I'm clickbaiting? Okay. What they say in Mercy? Okay. I told you I didn't take my medicine today. Let's go.
He did that on his own merit, or somebody told him to do that. But obviously, to give context, Kyrie Irving, a couple years ago, refused to get the vaccine in the state of New York. The state of New York said all employers or whatever had to. Therefore, he wasn't able to play basketball for a large amount of that season, which affected like millions of dollars. He lost sponsorships. He lost his Nike endorsement. And then forget the money, like the people who like.
I don't want to forget the money. I hate that. We always got this mindset. Look, money comes, money goes, but the money that's gone, you don't get back. You can get some more money, some other money, but that money is gone. Kyrie shouldn't have lost his deal over that. We know that. We're not blaming Stephen A. Smith for that either, but we do know that public pressure matters, and every granular conversation, every one of those topics, every one of those things that was putting pressure on a Nike, on these big entities, public perception helps or hurts. Like they say in sports, you either get better or you're getting worse. So when it comes out your mouth, either it's helping or it's hurting, right? And at that time, there was an avalanche of criticism Kyrie's way, and he couldn't deal with it.
Said all these things about Kyrie and his character and, you know, even probably people close to him. I couldn't even imagine about how that experience probably went, because all of the stuff that was, you know, obviously there's, you know, things that happened medically that, you know, affected the United States, but also was some misinformation that was going on. And then during the trial, Dr. Fauci pleaded the fifth on everything. So it just leaves speculation to like how we evaluated, you know, some of the stuff, what was real and what wasn't. But for Stephen A. to respond and actually apologize to someone who was, his career changed, his pockets changed, people defaced his character, even though, you know, obviously this is going around, like giving the apology. I know maybe some of you have seen it, but imagine going through that and imagine losing hundreds of millions of dollars for what you believe in. Imagine losing endorsements. Nike dropped them. You know, that's when I responded, like, since when did Nike care about ethics, right? Imagine these companies and these things that just completely, you know, blackballed or, you know, dropped Kyrie. The Nets made him, they gave a list of demands for him based upon, it was just, you know, I thought this was, for Stephen A. to even say that and issue an apology, I will give him some credit for that, but he was.
Okay, I'm gonna give him credit too as well. And I don't want to sound dismissive of apologies, because Stephen A. Smith, with the information that he had, was making the stance he was making, just like Kyrie was making the stance he made with the information he had and his convictions. I was the one who got vaccinated. I was the one who was in line for every booster. I took it all three. I think it was 2 boosters and the vax. Jab, 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 right? And I'm not sitting up here saying I was right or am I wrong. Like people are like, oh, what's the side effects? Wiley, you better look out. I'm like, okay, living life, you better look out. Let alone what I did. I don't know. But I do know in that moment I had to make a decision. And this is just like sports. You got to throw the ball or you're going to have to run with it. Now, if you run with it and score, everybody going to love you. You run with it and get hit and fumble, everybody going to say, why are you running? Listen here, I had a decision to make. It's not always going to work out. But it worked out for Kyrie. He's on the right side of history, and he did something that he had to go through hell to get on the right side of history. Sounds like Muhammad Ali. Sounds like those kind of consequences that come from your convictions. Nobody is raising their hand to go through all that hell. Can I keep my $100 million and still do the thing that I think is right, which actually turns out to be right? The hell are we doing here? So this is the power of our words, power of media, power of influence, and then all of that gets wiped away because you said, I'm sorry? I mean, look, there's no other way to say it but to be contrite and show that contrition. But come on, man. Come on, man. Like, I don't know. It's not good TV to say, I don't know. I'm not going to go there on Kyrie. It's not good TV. You don't stay number one for 14 plus years by getting on TV saying, I don't know. So I get where Stephen A is, but damn, what a way to suffer if you Kyrie.
One of the people, if not one of the main proprietors that was saying these things. But the apology is never as loud as the vindication. So I just wanted to give, to react to this. Obviously, I know that was a long time ago, but that was a very, very important and controversial time in the U.S. The vaccination stuff, it was stuff that other athletes and other people had to go through as well. And so many people behind closed doors, because of like work mandates and things like that didn't want to do it or didn't feel like they had to. And there's some people that did it willingly so. I'm not giving you what was the right or wrong here, but just somebody for making up. I'm just pointing out for someone that made a decision for themselves as a human being, for them to be, for them to face those level of consequences, I felt were severe. And he lost money, endorsements for something he should have. It's in his rights to be able to make those decisions on behalf of his own decision and his own medical. But at that time, it was a violation of that. So shout out to Kyrie Irving, sending love, respect, and blessings to him.
Okay, y'all about to play video games. I'm out. I can see it in your eyes. Hell no. Okay, love. I thought it was some deep stuff right there. And I see y'all in the chat going at Stomp. Stomp wasn't even a member. Stomp lost his membership and had to get it right back. You think I ain't catch that? Get him. Stomp on Stomp, y'all. Because Stomp is actually pertinent to what I'm about to say right now. And then you just heard Jaylen Brown just say it. How the apology is not as loud as the accusation, as the allegation, right? So I'm in that predicament right now. I know damn well going forward, a lot of people are going to apologize to me. A lot of people are going to say, oh, man, my bad. I know it for fact. It's going to happen. But it doesn't change where, one, they took my name already. She did, and it is. But two, it never is going to go back to where it was before that. Now, these are the breaks. So what you can't do is lose your way and lose your joy through wins or losses. I repeat that. As Grandma used to say, never let them steal your joy, but don't lose your joy through wins, because you've seen it before. People be winning and winning and winning, and all of a sudden they ain't as happy because they expect it. Oh, it's just a relief. I'm glad we won again. We were supposed to. Who cares? Don't lose your joy between wins, and definitely don't lose it between losses. When you down, when somebody trying to stomp your name out, stomp. Somebody trying to really whack out your murals. Dog, especially when you know it's a lie, especially when you know it ain't real, like Kyrie Irving. All right, let me just keep balling. All right, Nike don't want me. Let me go take these shoes over here to China. Like, what are we doing here? Like, people want you really to be affected by the way they think about you. That's on you, bro. I used to go through that all the time. People always saying, Marcellus, I know you hate this person. I know you hate this person. You're being passive aggressive. You're not saying what you really feel. Dog, the way you feel about me does not have to include the way I feel about you. Grow up. If it does, if you're always connected to how somebody feels about you, you're on a roller coaster ride for the rest of your life. You better disconnect them. There's something called dependence. There's something called independence. And there's something called interdependence. All right, we're going to church today and school. We ain't doing that. They whacked out Kyrie's mural. And now they all coming back with the eraser saying, sorry. That's the only thing they can say. But boy, we got to find out a bigger, better way. Because look, Kyrie still had to suffer those consequences, but thankfully he kept his joy between those L's that they were shooting his way. That's crazy. Now, later in the show, we could get back to Stephen A. Smith because he responded to that. He responded to that, but we ain't gonna do that right now. Too much Stephen A. Smith. Let's get into I like this. Let's do Barkley and Draymond. Get into that. While I give some top fans some love. Shout out to everybody out there. Stomp is number one. He used to be here way before I used to get here. I remember the days when Stomp was first. Now he's number one, but he was late to the show. Master Poplex, Trap Music, Mike and Darren the Jedi Knight. All love, Stomp. We're going to have fun with this for the rest of our life now because everybody saw you switch up on your boy. It's okay. You ain't the only one that switched up on me. I got a little list. Trust me, I'm taking names and notes. So when people come back, I'm be like, that section over there is for you. You ain't the only one, big dog. Don't feel lonely. Don't feel bad. All right, let's get into this. Which one we going to see? I want to see whoever jumps up first, Rob Parker or Barkley. Barkley came up first, so we got to go there. All right, I love this. Barkley hilarious, dog. Watch this. Look at Draymond laughing right now. He going in. All right, this is a good topic right here, talking about him, Shaq, how their dynamic goes, and how he gets to him.
I hope I piss him off because because Dre, what he really don't understand is he's always been the best player and the biggest, baddest dude.
Absolutely.
And what me and Kenny try to explain to him, and you probably can explain also, like, dude, we ain't more talented than everybody we play against. There's a strategy. There's a strategy. There's some techniques and things like that are really important. But he's never had to worry about that, Drake, because he's always been the biggest, most athletic guy in the world.
Yeah.
And he gets so mad when we try to talk basketball. I says, and me and Kenny argue with him all the time. He like, why don't they just get the ball to the big man, let him dominate? He's like, check, nobody's like you and Wilt Chamberlain. There's a strategy. Like me and Kenny and Drake, we have to have a strategy every night, especially against whoever you're playing against. And he refuses to listen to that. So then he goes right.
Okay, this is fascinating because y'all can see where this can go. All right, so you got somebody who is uberly gifted, like next level gifted, and they so gifted that they don't understand why you don't just do certain things, why you just don't get it. Like you got a friend that is amazing in math. Like this dude was taking calculus in the 3rd grade, right? And he just can't understand why you just can't even do fractions. He's like, you okay? And like he just doesn't understand your experience because he's never experienced that. So Shaq on a basketball court is like, what y'all doing? Why y'all overthinking this? It's simple. And it's like, yeah, it's simple for your big ass. It's simple for you because you are Shaq. We are not that type of mammal, right? So we got to figure some things out. You know what I mean? It's almost like if you wealthy, the bills come, you ain't even paying them. You ain't even thinking about them. You're like, business manager, handle that. When you ain't got no money, you got an envelope. You writing on the back of envelopes. All right, $37. Okay, I get 100 at the end. Who ain't been there? I used to see my parents all the time growing up, writing on every envelope on the back of it. All right, I get $100, 37 taken away. All right, and then we got to go. What else? We got to get some gas. Like, you know what I mean? So that's what most players got to go through. Like, man, I'm great individually, but collectively, I got to figure this thing out. Shaq always stood out. So Shaq, like, what y'all talking about?
You didn't win the championship. I said, you're right. That still don't mean you don't. We're talking basketball strategy. And I know every time I call him out on the strategy, he gets so pissed, and I love it. but the thing that I try to get him to understand is, Shaq, we ain't all like you. You've always been the biggest, baddest dude. You're bigger, stronger, faster than everybody you play against. When I play against Bird, McHale, Karl Malone, those three are the best, or Kevin Garnett, like, I have to watch tape and figure out how I'm going to be successful against this dude.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I really have to think. I says, I'm going to be 6'5" every day. When I'm playing against 6'9" Bird, I got to try to figure out how to attack him or stop him. So McHale, he's 7 feet tall. I just can't post a 7-foot guy up. Karl Malone, Kevin Garnett. I mean, when I'm playing, and he refuses to understand that there's any strategy in basketball. And you, as a player who survives on smart, like, you gonna have to have a game plan against a lot of guys.
Absolutely.
And that's one of the reasons you've been successful. But he refuses to believe there's any strategy in basketball.
I don't think he refuses to believe it. What I do know is he's not going to go to the depths, and he doesn't have the necessity to go where you have to go to figure this out. You're going to drag Shaq down to strategy level. This is how Shaq is feeling and thinking. You're going to drag me down to strategy level and beat me up with that conversation based on your experience. Look, I ain't got to think about it like that. I ain't got to do all that. And so now you want me to do all of that. You probably are seeing some of that frustration. And I'm saying all this lighthearted. This ain't that deep. But it's the whole thing of like, we all got our gifts. And then when somebody else wants you to unwrap your gift in front of them all the time, you're like, what are you talking about? Like, let me just play with my gift instead of always having to stop down to explain my gift. I think that's the rift.
So it makes me mad. And then I'll go at him. I says, you just don't know anything about basketball. Then he gets mad, which makes me mad, laughs more inside. And Ken is poking me under the table like, get him. And then so I know when I get him, you didn't win anything. I'm like, yeah, I know, but we're talking basketball strategy.
Yep, that's when you know you got somebody. Blah blah blah. When they go to the well, you ain't never won, or you ain't. I got more money than you. No. That ain't what we talking about, big dog. That ain't what we talking about. Oh man, hilarious. Love for that. Let's get to some football. We got NFL football starting today. Yes, today. So we got to talk about some of this. Colin Cowherd breaking down the Rams roster, Rams chances, whole NFL landscape. Love to you guys. We also got to talk about Ocho Cinco breaking down that quarterback controversy that's going to happen out there in Cleveland. So let's first get to whichever one pops up. Colin, or are we going to go to Ocho Cinco? Let's get it in. Who's the top fans right now? Who we got going? Where's Colin? Oh, here we go. Yeah, let's do Colin. Colin jumped up first. Colin, go get it first. Go get it, bang.
It sounds like Aaron Donald, who retired. He was 32 years old, got tired of being triple teamed, is going to play for the LA Rams. And just to give you some sense of how good the Rams were last year, remember they brought in Trent McDuffie, two-time All-Pro at corner, to solve their number one issue. D-line's not an issue, it's a strength. Last year, PFF ranked the Rams number one overall team, number one offense, number one passing, number one receiving, number one run blocking, number one defense, number two rush defense, number one coverage, number three pass rush. If you look, just think of how good, let's put their top 10 players in order. I won't count Aaron Donald, who would not come back if he couldn't play.
Okay. And they got Sean McVay. And you got Kroenke, who's so rich that is, and then his wife is richer. Kroenke married to one of the Waltons. Man, now, if I'm going to play the media game, why didn't the Rams win last year? I mean, look, good Lord, they stacked.
So if I was going to tell you in order the top 10 players, Myles Garrett's one.
Yeah.
Best pass rusher off the edge since Lawrence Taylor. Matthew Stafford, last year's MVP, is 2.
Hold on. Since what? Since Bruce Smith? Myles Garrett better than Bruce Smith? Huh? He better than Reggie White? Huh? Is he? Beat it up in the comments. J.J. Watt has some moments too. Shoot. T.J. Watt getting at it right now. Everybody else had moments, but they couldn't stay there as long, maybe. Derek Thomas had... Okay, Myles Garrett better than Bruce Smith? Let me stick to my original point. Myles Garrett better than Bruce Smith? Ooh, I'm not saying that. No.
Puka Nacua, top 3 receiver, number 3. Trent McDuffie, 2-time All-Pro corner. Devontae Adams led the league in touchdown receptions, is 5. Great red zone target. Kevin Dotson, 6. Well, he was the number 1 rated guard in the league, 1 or 2 last year. Byron Young.
Let me give you some. Kevin Dotson went to yoga with me one day. Not with me. He was in there. Him and a couple of his O-line teammates. Boy, as strong and good as they are in football, boy, they tight. No, I was dying like we were talking after that. I was like, y'all are in there struggling. He was like, hell yeah, that's why we're here.
Would be 7. Pro Bowl, 28 sacks last 3 years. Poona Ford, 8. He was the number 1 rated defensive tackle. Kyron Williams, 3 straight years of 1,000 yards rushing, plus I think 10 touchdowns. And then Kobe Turner, who again has been PFF had him as the 6th best interior defensive lineman, outplayed Chris Jones last year of the Chiefs. I'm not mentioning Aaron Donald. By the way, they're very good at safety, excellent at tight end. I do not remember a football roster this good.
Let's have some fun with that. Beat up in the comments. Give me a roster that rivals this or trumps this, beats this. All right, we always going to go to that dream team Philadelphia roster of whatever, 2010, 2011. Didn't win it all, but that was a roster. Woo! I can't lie to y'all, and this ain't going to sound good because it's going to sound biased, but I got to just say it. I was on a team with Rodney Harrison, Junior Seau, the bigger names that y'all going to know. Y'all want to know some other great players. John Perella was insane, but y'all probably wouldn't know him. LaDainian Tomlinson, Antonio Gates, Drew Brees, Tim Dwight, Curtis Conway, number 3 overall pick, Jamal Adams, Jamal Williams. I'm sorry, Jamal Adams. Jamal Williams. Y'all got a bigger roster? Y'all got a roster better than mine?
You're getting down, and my take is Aaron Donald, if he plays, let's say he plays 14 games, they bring him back late September, plays his way into shape. Is it the best compilation of defensive talent up front ever? And those giant teams that beat the Patriots that had Strahan, Tugg, OCU Manura, that was good. It wasn't this 24 snaps, Aaron Donald, instead of like 48 to 58 and being triple teamed. So everybody's worried about the Dodgers. No, the stacked roster is the Rams. I mean, you again, since the hard cap has been enacted, I'm not sure we've seen a team like this. We've had Super Bowl teams like the Kansas City Chiefs that were mediocre in their wide receiver room, running back room, like had spots. The Rams won a Super Bowl. Last time Rams won a Super Bowl, linebacker and safety, not great. This team has no flaws. I mean, the only thing you worry about is Matt Stafford's age. He tends to be the last old quarterback who's willing to sit in the pocket and get smoked. Most old Eli Manning, Brady, Aaron Rodgers, they find the dirt. Like they get out of it. He'll just sit in there to the last second and get drilled. That's what I worry about.
Great points. Oh, that football talk just giving me hype. I know y'all with me. Hey, some of them 49ers rosters in the 80s, the Cowboys rosters of the 90s, Emmett, the whole line when you can name the whole offensive line. I was talking about Larry Allen last night with this cat from Dallas. Shout out, big dog. And we were talking about how Larry Allen used to always giggle and laugh no matter what. He was like, rest in peace to the great Larry Allen. And he used to always laugh, but he would always tear somebody butt up. I know it. Go ahead. Ooh, pause. I know. Larry Allen was a monster, and cats didn't know what to do with him. We used to crack up like, dog, we're gonna sick Larry Allen on you. We're gonna sick Larry Allen on your ass. You're gonna have some problems. Okay, so let's get into this. Let's keep the football talk going. Beat it up in the comments. I see all you guys out there, top fans, love. Stomp is one. Cheeseroni, Dan Fan, Money Boy Trey, Master Proplex. All right. Y'all sending gifts and stuff. Mic drops. Go ahead. Blah, blah, blah. Let's go.
Strong based on the way he played, having commanded the offense. And I'm sure he would pick up exactly where he left up last year. But again, it comes down to business, Uncle Joe. It comes down to business. And the amount of money that they're paying Deshaun Watson, he's going to start regardless. The job is his to lose. Now, a lot of people, they're emotional about it when I talk about this and I say Deshaun's going to start. No, I love Shador.
I hate that we're in the media space where you got to do all this qualifying, and I'm guilty of it as well. So I'm only picking on him. I'm talking about it because I'm affected by it. You know, they say that the weapons that we choose are the weapons that work against us. So basically, you get upset at stuff that you're actually guilty of, right? Like if it's outside your purview of things you care about, you don't care. But when you get all like that, dog, just admit it. You into it. You care. I'm with you. Deshaun's starting. I don't give a damn how they look in preseason. Shador could go out there and not have one incompletion. Every pass could be a touchdown. every pass from Deshaun could be an interception. And I guarantee you, somehow, some way, they're going to spin it where Deshaun going to start week 1. Well, that was an amazing preseason, but preseason is not the regular season. We still got a lot of things to install. So we're just going to go with the veteran. They got a $230 million contract spoiling like old milk on the floor right in front of the refrigerator. They got to put it in there and see what's going to happen. You ain't going to get it back, but it ain't going to be stinking up the whole room. That contract right now is stinking up the whole room. That's $230 an owner went, fully guaranteed. And did Andrew Berry sign that deal? I think so. Woo. Your job is like, you got to get that stench out the room. You're like, either he going to have to ball out or we going to have to go. Come on, man.
I do. I wholeheartedly believe if Deshaun doesn't play well by maybe week 4, maybe week 5, before it's too late, them without them being outside the playoff picture, changes will be made. But the job is Deshaun Watson to lose.
The thing is, Ocho, and I can't say that I disagree. The only thing is about that, and you know how this is. When you start the season,
yes, sir.
Let's just say for the sake of argument, they start the season 0-5, or they start 1-4.
Yes. Yeah.
In order to get back to 500, Ocho, you got to go 4-0. You got to go 5-0 just to get back.
You're right by that.
Now,
you're right by that.
So now, basically, at that point in time, half your season is gone. You lose 2 games.
Yes.
You lose 2 of those 3, or you lose 2 of those 5 games, or you lose 3 of those 5 games. Now you 3-8. What the hell you about to do with 3-8?
Yeah.
The mere fact tells me if you're 3-8 with 11 games to go, the likelihood of you running off 7-6 straight ain't very good.
Ain't happening.
No, but if you
but they're not thinking about it that way. That ain't the mental math. You didn't get to this is one thing I've learned in life, and I gotta share this with you. When things are going wrong, you don't get to that place in fullness until it's all adding up. But people always act like we 3-8, we sorry. No, we were 0-1. Are you sorry or you just lost the game? You were 0-2. Are you sorry or you just started off slow? Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? You're 1-2. Are we good? Oh, we gonna fix this? We gonna be all right? We're 1-3. Like the point is to get to 3-8, you don't just go from here to 11 games later. This is what we are. It's in doses. And this is why things can stack up for the good and things can stack up for the bad, but never convict yourself like it's all good, because it ain't. And it's all bad, because it ain't. You could have a perfect record, Patriots, and still not get what you really want. And you could have a sorry record. I was on a team that was 0-3. Buffalo Bills, I think 1998, 0-3. They writing us off. No team has ever been to the playoffs that started off 0-3. Guess what we did? We went to the playoffs. And that was our best year. We could have went to the Super Bowl, Music City Miracle. Stop playing with me, man. So it doesn't, stop letting people tell you you are. Fool, it took so many things to happen for me to get here. You don't even want to talk about that. So don't tell me who I am. Simple.
If you look at it, right, I don't statistically and from a percentage standpoint, I don't know exactly what week most quarterbacks are benched when they're not playing well, but I'm just going to say
a lot of times, Ocho, it has to, before you go, Joe, a lot of times it has to do with the bye. When is your bye week? Because guess what? It gives an extra week to prepare.
Yeah.
Week also, prepare, yes.
Do I got a home game? Because I want to start him at home in front of a favorable crowd as opposed to starting him on the road in a hostile environment.
Away.
Go ahead, Joe.
Hey, listen.
Yes,
I think Deshaun, today he was spinning that thing. He had it going.
Yeah.
But I still think Uncle Ocho, Todd Monken, he still don't know yet, bro. I know this was a good day for Deshaun, but at the same time, I still think he has a lot of faith in Shador. And I think it's going to be a battle, throughout the preseason games. I don't think we really going to know who's going to be the starting quarterback till probably right before week 1, if you just want me to be 100. Now, I did say Deshaun took all the first team reps,
Yes, every last one of them.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what that's about, but I'm with you.
No. You do know what that's about. Ain't nobody just put it this way. They got 4 quarterbacks on their roster. Dylan Gabriel ain't taking no first team reps. And then the other guy behind him, I forget his name, He ain't taking no first team reps. Let's not act like they do this by coincidence. Let's not act like they just do this at happenstance. Like, oh, we don't know what to do today. You take all the first team reps, they evaluating you as the first team starter. Now, it could be today, Shedeur, you get all the first team reps so we can really have a proper comparison analysis. Whatever it is, it's with intention. They spend more time away from the practice field than on it. So when we get on it for those 2 hours, this is not by accident. Everything is orchestrated, brother. Who's the conductor? Who's the leader? You, Deshaun. You got to play Deshaun for so many reasons. Another one is you got to get value out of him. Right now, nobody wants Deshaun, right? I mean, I'm sure if he went out there vet minimum, some teams would take a flyer on him. But why do that? Trade deadline in NFL. I'm just saying. You let Deshaun play himself into a great position, and the writing's on the wall already with Deshaun. Either you think there's only 3 ways to think of Deshaun. No matter what he does, we got to get rid of him. We got to move on from him. That's one way. No matter what he does, win a Super Bowl. We don't care. There's been who won the Super Bowl, and then the next year they were gone. Trent Dilfer, not gone, but not the starter. They brought in like Elvis Gerbach or something. They were like, we don't care if we won a Super Bowl with you. You ain't our quarterback. So Deshaun could be in that position. We ain't tripping. I don't give a damn what he do. We done with this. 2, let him play his way into, okay, we're going to think about him for the future, right? But I think we're going to trade him. We're just going to get him built up, trade him, or let him go, let him walk. 3, man, look. Will he come back? But it's Shedeur's team franchise going forward. Maybe that's not next year, but we going to keep Shedeur under this rookie deal, which is a 4-year deal because he's a 5th rounder. He's not a 1st rounder. So a 4-year deal. This is year 2. Good. So we can waste this year for Shedeur. Let's just be real. Then year 3, we can start playing with this hybrid, bring Deshaun back, but he going to probably want way too much money. But this is one of the models. But Shedeur, year 3-ish, we let you go. And people who are all out there hating, like, Marcellus, what you talking about? Marcellus, what you talking about? Aaron Rodgers sat for 3 years, y'all. Now, ain't no Brett Favre on this roster, but at the same time, you can sit a quarterback down. So keep talking.
I'm with y'all. You know, Deshaun makes so much money that it's going to be kind of hard to start Shedeur, have all that sitting on the bench. And then
$46 million on the bench.
Yeah, but then think about it. At some point, is he ever gonna get a chance to play? If Shedeur starts, I don't really think so. So I'm probably with you. I'm probably with y'all, man. I think Watson is probably gonna start the season off as a starting quarterback, but it's still a lot of time left, man. You know, we'll see.
Yeah. Hey, Joe, and obviously it's a lot of time too. And training camp isn't really a tall tale on how you're gonna play during the season.
That part.
In training camp, you're familiar with each other. Everything is scripted. You got players on defense that be cheating. You got players on offense that know exactly what's coming, what's going to be in front of them.
Yeah. They know what coming. The defense going to be in. And they're going to run their routes accordingly. Yeah. They be cheating their ass off.
Hey, it's the same thing with basketball, man. When we in practice and you playing against the second team and they know all our damn plays, we can't work on nothing because they cheating the plays. I already know.
Exactly. And I be getting mad.
Backups. Hey, don't get mad at the backups. The backups like, shoot, how else I'm going to get some shine? Blah, blah, blah. We're going to keep this energy going, man. We're going to get into this next topic on the fly. But, yeah, that's how you get your – hold on. If I'm a backup and I know the plays, I'm jumping them. Now, you got to fight that habit because you don't get better to the degree you should, because in the game you can't do that. You can't guess. You got to anticipate, and anticipation comes from you actually having the preparation. Anticipation comes from preparation, which is the separation. Yeah, but if you don't, you're going to get caught up. Let's get into this. I don't think we finished this up. Aaron Rodgers, go get him.
Live from Indianapolis, that's MVP Aaron Rodgers. Okay, good. And now we're digital. Now we continue.
Now you can really let it go.
Now we will continue. I want to let you know, good for you, man.
Yeah.
Just because everything that was said about
awesome.
you for years and years by a lot of people, man. There were some powerful positions coming out saying you were the worst person on earth.
Remember 8 Mile, right? In the last rap, you remember what he does?
Yeah,
against Papa Doc. He basically said, "This is all the shit you're going to say about me," right?
Yeah.
It's like all these different narratives. He's this, he's that, blah, blah, blah. His family hates him. He's a murderer. He's endangering old people, all the bullshit over the years. Like, just keep it 100. That's all I'm saying. Just keep it 100. I'm not taking this fucking victory lap.
Kinda.
It's just like,
I think we should kinda.
Then start it.
Kinda. Yeah, it feels like you kind of should. Now on that note,
seriously, come on.
we got to worry about.
You know what? I'm almost like mad that he's resisting the victory lap, because we need more people who were standing 10 toes down, who really were convicted of what their beliefs were, that actually go through the firestorm, survive it, thrive through it, need to speak louder. Because this world, it's so weird. This world is louder for the people doing wrong than it is for the people doing right. And if you ever been wrong, do you understand what I'm talking about? Right? Like it's just like in school. Like the class clown gets so much more attention, it felt like, than the nerd, because the nerd is already doing what they're supposed to do. So the teacher is like, I don't have to worry about her or him. It's like your parents. Like if you got siblings and you got a sibling that they don't know how to act, like I got, 3 little itty bitties. My oldest was a model woman, model daughter, model girl, always just been like rule stickler like me, just yes, daddy, always followed the rules. MJ's the same way, super sensitive. Araya, a little off the center, but not bad. Really sensitive too, but emotional. She get that from her mama. She's emotional, right? But my youngest, oh, she a nut. Straight up. Sometimes I'll be like looking at her like, I'll be like, in terms of like personality traits, I'm like, where you come from? Like she is a nut on purpose. She gonna be a lot. But she's the one that gets so much attention. One, she's the baby. But two, because she's always into something, right? Always doing something. And it seems like the world is like that. Like they're always doing something to you. And the attention goes their way. You're like, no. I'm over here doing the right thing. You get no attention for doing it the right way. Drive down the street, abide by the laws, stay within the speed limit. Nothing. Go faster than it, mess up, roll through a stop sign. It's just a negative-based world. It's crazy.
Ball at some point. But on that note, I am very thankful that you're having this experience that you're having, because, boy, it got real loud. You were a very terrible person.
Years.
I mean, it was, and I was, the reason why I know this, I was next to you.
What is the network
mentions.
doing? Like you have literally an individual that maybe used to work at ESPN that covers our league at the highest level, and there's a major scandal. And it's just like nobody can fucking talk about it. What are we even doing
personal
here?
lives are personal lives. I feel like you of all people should know that.
I understand, but if it's affecting certain things, if there's leaks going on, if there's tampering going on, if that person is also an MVP voter and a Coach of the Year voter. Remember when I won MVP in 2021?
Yeah,
and that bomb in Chicago.
Yeah.
That's real life. Like how are we allowing these people to have an impact?
Pornhub.
Now, that was an interesting play right there, because McAfee didn't talk about Rossini, I remember. And he looking at Aaron like, all right, you talking about ESPN? I hear you. You talking about Fauci? I hear you. You talking about me now? I hear you. Like, I have nothing for you right now. Look, it's everybody's show, so everybody can talk about what they want to talk about. But Aaron is in a place, he's like, look, it seems like you guys, in my world, right, in my spectrum of all things that I've done, good and bad, y'all find a lot of energy and time to go into my world and go deep. Y'all talk about my family, how close we are not. People have literally broken down Aaron Rodgers' football analysis based on how cool he is with his family. I've seen it. They're like, oh, this is a guy who's not a great leader. Look, he doesn't even have a great relationship with his family. You can pull it up. You can literally chat GPT this. They talk about his family. But then the Rossini and Vrabel thing, isn't that a head coach? The Kyle Shanahan. It's just, he like, if you got the energy for me, just keep the same energy. And who could argue with somebody saying, just keep the same energy? But it's their network, it's their shows. They can do what they want, ultimately.
Our Kush is what we call it.
Our Kush, as I remember, is that a name? Okay, so on that note, good for you, man. Hey, actually.
That baby 8.
Hold on. Did y'all see that? I caught something. Look at McAfee. I don't know if it's cold out there in Pittsburgh, and I doubt it is. Look at them arms. Look at that grip. He's squeezing them biceps. Look at his face. He like, Aaron, Leave me alone.
That's real life.
playing.
Like,
Look
how
at
are we allowing these
What
people
was
to
that
have an
guy's name?
impact?
Pornhub Arkush is what we call it.
Kush,
But,
yeah, I
yeah.
remember is that a name. Okay, so on that note, good for you, man.
All right, good.
Hey, actually,
That baby 8.
I told these boys I was bringing it today.
Did you tell Bert that?
Nah,
did
Bert
not
loves
know.
it.
Yeah,
Bert loves it.
dude. If you just go back and search Aaron's name, and you should take this in. You should take this in.
Yeah. Well, there's probably some,
Oh, definitely.
No,
courageous
don't-
individuals back there.
Okay. So I was about to say, there's no need to bury anybody back here. 'cause
No, and I said there's some courageous individuals.
That's
back
all
there.
you do that because there was a lot of enemies of yours, man. And once again, I would like to say the only reason why I know that is because you have the ability to disappear from the internet, and I think you get updated on everything and you see everything. Man, I'm on there every day.
I don't see everything. I get updated on certain things. Now Bert's my update. You know, he'll tell me, hey, this guy thrashed you, or this guy said this, or be alert for this, you know.
Okay, so can we talk about some of the things you mentioned there that
Yeah,
they can't
sure,
kill anymore?
whatever, yeah.
You being back with your family, awesome. Hey,
Yeah, it's
let's go.
great.
Go,
It's
Rob.
both sides. Obviously, it's both sides. A lot of people publicly have killed you for this entire thing. We have always said, like, hey, Aaron also has his side of this entire story. For the fact that that's going to come together, and now,
But you know,
Go ahead.
honestly, the reason there was a schism and the reason we're back together is nobody's fucking business.
agreed.
Talk that talk. Blah, blah, blah. I remember, let me get out of this because of time more than anything, and I don't want to go into the family either. But I did a show. I don't know what I did, but I met Aaron Rodgers' brother. And he came on Sports Nation. Please help me. Who's his brother? Jordan Rodgers or something? Jordan something? I don't know. But I remember meeting him, and I remember him kind of telling me about the family stuff. And I was like, we don't do that here. We talk about monkeys that can water ski on Sports Nation. What are you doing? Remember that? So I don't know. But he talking about ESPN right there. So since he talking about ESPN, let's keep going on ESPN because Chris Carter going to break this thing down to the very last compound about how ESPN gets down and how they hire all the things. We still got a ton of good topics coming up. We're going to do all our time like we always do. Love to you guys, top fans out there. Let's get it in. Who's the top fans? Let's see if Stomp left me again. No, Stomp is still there stomping y'all. Big Cheese-A-Roni close. You better do some more typing or something. I don't know how y'all get these points, but Cheese-A-Roni, you right there. Go get them. Mike, Drew Mack, and Francisco Aguilera. There you go, Francisco. Where you been? Oh, I had to get up late this morning, homie. Actually, I didn't go to bed at all. One of those, huh? One of those. But here's the thing about Aaron Rodgers I do want to get out. Look, that's a good dude, man. And Aaron Rodgers definitely has taken a lot of criticism. And the way that they come at him, they don't come at everybody. And I think it's deeply because he don't care how you come at him. Like ultimately, his priority is himself, not your perception of him. So then you know how people get when you act like you don't care, they get madder. They get because that's why. And this is something. Oh, I gotta jump. Let me jump out of this. Let me talk to y'all. Then we're gonna get back into this. This is something that has plagued me. This is something I have. And I was thinking about it yesterday. I went to the park yesterday. I ain't been to a park in a minute, like actually in the park and just chilling by yourself. I ain't did that in a minute. I always with my itty bitties at the park and they on the monkey bars or the slides and swings. But I just went to the park and just laid there. This is what divorced people do. You know what I mean? I was just laying there thinking. And I thought about this. I was like, why do people like coming at me, the few that I have in my life? And trust me, it's only a few. I have met probably, because for my level of access, I'm really accessible. Like if I go somewhere, I'm in general admission. Even though I got VIP seats or I got this wristband or I got this backstage pass, I like to hang with the people. Not because I'm a man of the people. I'm like, dog, it's more people out there than here. Like, first of all you foo-fooers, y'all want to highbrow. It's a lot of homies back there too, love, but it's only 33 of us back here. Out there is 3,000. I think I want to go out there, dog. This is probably some of the homies out there. More importantly, people I couldn't get in back here. And more importantly, hey, ladies. Like, you know what I mean? It's 3,000 people out there. Anyway, I was thinking around and I was like, nah, that ain't why people, because you're around people. A lot of people are accessible. But I do know two things. One, the shallow level. One is I now understand why people have entourages and they act real cool when they become somebody. They be like standoffish. You ever met that celebrity or athlete? He ain't got no time for you, no energy for you. I know why now. I used to always look at him or talk to him or be my homie. I'd be like, why you act like that, dog? You ain't cool with nobody, man. Forget them fools. I'm like, what? I'm like, he just wanted an autograph. He just wanted a picture, man. Forget them people. I understand now because you set yourself up to get exposed. They used to always say that, man, I ain't messing with them people. I ain't having them people over. I ain't doing all that. Like, everything was a no. I was like, what is the point of having all this we got if we ain't sharing or we kicking it? You know, and they're like, man, look. And I used to be the opposite. It comes at a price. But that wasn't my deepest thought. My deepest thought was this. Because in this world, we are taught to love or to hate, right? We're taught that. Not only are we kind of predisposed and wired, but we're taught that. Thin line between love and hate. We see it all the time, every example. Divorce court, every example. Breaking up with your ex, every example. Get cut, get released. Every time a dude gets cut and released, he go to the next team. Oh, man, I was dealing with this at the old team. Oh, I was dealing with it. Man, shut up. They were dealing with you too. But it's not that. For me, it's apathy. One thing, and it's a great skill I have, but it's also something that's going to make you pay a big bill. When I don't care, listen to me, I don't care. And I don't think a lot of people are like that. And I've started to notice that that's what I do to people. Like when we done, we are done. I mean, when I say done, I mean like you get no rise, you get no fall out of me. I'm not like that. So I don't hate people, but I do something that's worse. Because when people feel that you're apathetic, Aaron Rodgers, bringing it all home. Aaron Rodgers is apathetic to people. Because you can tell that he's going to still move the way he wants to move no matter what you're going to say. And he's not perfect, but he's going to move his way. When you dance to the beat of your own drum, oh, they're going to play their music louder. I was trying to figure that out. In my head, I was like, why do people be tripping on me? I'm like, oh, because I act like I don't care, because I don't. So that's how the game goes. Beat it up in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. Now let's get to this topic right here. Oh, I had to do it. I had to get it off my chest. That park, I'm going to the park again today. That was amazing. I rode my little electric bike up there, had my speaker. Oh, I was in a zone. Playing that Goody Mob. I was in a zone. 1 to the 2 to 3 to 4.
Long had a philosophy, and they call it soar with the eagles, pay the eagles, and starve the turkeys.
They say that's their philosophy, straight up.
Yes.
Like in their meetings.
So they're going to pay a few people.
Stephen A., McAfee, they're going to get paid.
Yeah, they're going to get paid.
And starve everybody else.
Like, and the rest of the people and the level of expertise and like that's gone out the window.
So what does Stephen A. get?
I mean, I don't know exactly.
But I mean, the
disparity
his
numbers.
You're saying it's huge.
20 mil.
What's a guy like Ryan Clark get?
2 mil.
I don't know what Ryan Clark was making, but I think
you had to guess.
But the problem is, just like with the economy, they don't have a middle class.
Okay.
Like you can either come in as a beginner tier level, or I was a role player. Because if you look at it, they don't hire a lot of star players anymore. Because also these guys have made a lot of money, and they're not going to do that job for that amount of money.
Okay.
Y'all catch that? See, this is why you got to watch Fully Loaded, dog. One of the reasons why ESPN is hiring, you're like, who's this guy? Or he wasn't that good, or he was good, but he all right. Why you hire Wiley? What you hire Wiley for? So many other DNs. One, the top DNs. I ain't doing that job, dog. I ain't going back and starting over. This is why coaches, people always say, where are all the black coaches at and all this stuff. There's a culture, there's a mindset that comes with, hey, I already was good at something. I ain't starting at the bottom. You know why there's not so many black coaches? One of the reasons is because you got to become a GA. You know what a GA is? Man, grab ass. Broke. Like they ain't paying you nothing. You a do-boy. And a lot of cats be like, man, I ain't doing that. Being real. That's one of the layers. That's one of them. He just said it. ESPN can't hire the guys they always want. Remember, they were trying to get Peyton Manning forever. Peyton Manning was like, I am not. What? Bristol. And then they had New York. No, nothing. I am staying in Denver when I want to be in Denver. Then what do? They end up with the new model with McAfee breaking through and getting his partnership and licensing his show. What do they do now? They say, hey, Peyton, can you go down the street to your friend's house in his garage? And can we do it there? Absolutely.
So what they're looking for now are guys that were role players.
Who will do it for that kind of money?
Yeah, that's the only ones will do it. Like,
Got it.
so if you look at the people that replace these people, like the McCourty, he got the Monday night pregame show. They just announced it this morning. But, you know, he's no level of broadcaster that Ryan Clark is. But that's the way to do. When downsize Disney, they're only going to pay so many people. And
that's how you get McCourty. You say, McCourty, we know you cheaper than Ryan Clark right now, but we're going to sell you on this opportunity and we're going to get rid of Ryan Clark, even though we got to still pay that money, but it's going to come off the books then. We ain't got to pay him another contract. And then McCourty going to be pumped at the money he's making, but he going to be on Monday Night Football. And that's how they do it. Dog, they reckon by a new one. Your crew run, your crew run. They literally reckon by a new one. It's a weird business. And he says there's no middle class. I actually think there is, but I know exactly what he's saying. It's like either you just starting out there and they're going to give you all these good opportunities for the cheap, or you're a big dog. You're an eagle, as he said. But the real of it is the middle class to me is they build you up. They let you become a Dan Orlowski. They let you become a Ryan Clark. You almost there. And Dan Orlowski, remember his last deal? It was a little sketchy. They didn't know what was going to happen at the Super Bowl this year. Remember Ryan Clark's deal before? A couple years ago, and he had to make the video, and he had to kind of like tell him, hey, value me, man. It's just the way it goes. It's their model. But he's explaining it perfectly.
the pie, they're going to leave a sliver for the rest of the people. That's it.
But he was fired because you're saying he was asking, you think they knew he was going to want more money? Because he was already working for what he was working for, right?
Well, yeah, I think at a certain point that they're going to cut costs, and eventually they're going to, I don't know why they let him go.
Okay.
Like that really didn't make any sense, especially they're going to pay the rest of his contract.
Correct.
I think they really let him go simply because they paying Schrager so much money to come in. He's going to get a new show. They're going to have the Super Bowl this year. They don't want any antics. Like this, thing about it. The best indicator of future behavior is past behavior. In the past, Ryan Clark has hijacked some moments. What you don't want when all this money is on the line, and I said this before they hired McCourty to replace him, you need someone safe. Ryan Clark wasn't safe. As much as he changed and he pivoted, pun intended, and as much as Ryan Clark even said, hey, man, I changed up and wanted to do everything they wanted me to do. Too late. You already showed me who you are. Who was that? That said, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. Who was that? Angel Mayo or something like that? Somebody said it. Some famous author. I remember hearing that. Ryan, sorry. That zebra can't change his stripes now.
Right.
So.
Yeah. So somebody leaked it from ESPN that shouldn't have leaked it. They had a discussion. They said we're going to terminate him.
People have allies, and people talk. So obviously it got out there. It was a fact. They were going to let him go. Because if you look the last 10 years, about once a year they have layoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And about every 3 years they have major layoffs as far as their talent. And this is just another one that Ryan Clark got caught in this one.
Did you see? Were you the one that sent me that, Drew? The AJ when Hawk was talking to McAfee about it. That was actually funny when he was like, "Yo, Ryan's not there anymore because they got to pay you so much money. You keep taking everybody's money, bro." He was like, "No, come on." He's like, "No, I'm just saying, like you take everybody's money. I'm not mad, but they can't employ nobody because you want so much money. There'd be nobody left over at that place." And McAfee just kept. You could tell he wasn't fired up about it. He's like, "No, man." He's like, "I'm just saying, like you taking too much of the money, But there was a huge disparity at the top of them guys.
Well, huge. Yeah. Huge. Stephen A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Absolutely.
All right. No, we ain't going to do LeBron right now. Blah, blah, blah. We're going to keep this show going as I see all you top fans out there. Love for you guys. We still got 3 topics to go. Woo! We're going to have to get through them. We got Stephen A. Smith still got to respond to Jaylen Brown. We got Rob Parker. I think we're gonna only do 2. Let's stay on this ESPN and then finish up with Rob Parker. We'll do Stephen A tomorrow. Stephen A's response to Jaylen Brown tomorrow. I don't want to cut anything short and not drop the jewels we always drop on this show, shun. So we're gonna do this one right here. Embrace debate. I said, who gonna take the fake? Embrace debate. Interesting. I know y'all go like, what? Yeah, we're gonna read and then we're gonna get into that Rob Parker. Y'all gotta stick around for the Rob Parker. It's hilarious. He went there. All right, new era in Bristol. Speaking of what Chris Carter was just saying, here's the new era in Bristol. ESPN is looking to turn the page on Embrace Debate. So when I had those technical difficulties the other day, I think, well, I don't know what day it was, Tuesday or something, and I had to go to Radio Shack. This is what I did. I did this video to myself. Ooh, that sound like y'all know what that sound like. Ooh, Marcellus please himself. But I want y'all to share in this experience with me. So Executive Mike Foss cited internal research showing ESPN's brand of synthetic debate isn't resonating with audiences the way it used to. Okay, we all kind of know that. Stephen A. Smith ain't even in on that, right? So ESPN is trying to distance itself from the studio format that built its daytime lineup for the better part of 2 decades. At a Bristol town hall this week, newly elevated executive Mike Foss told a room of roughly 100 staffers and talent that he wants the network to embrace authenticity rather than manufactured conflict. He said Foss, promoted who 2 months ago, brought internal research showing ESPN's brand of synthetic debate isn't resonating with y'all the way it used to. He wasn't asking combative personalities to change who they are. Stephen A. Smith wasn't mentioned by name, but nobody in the room needed him to be. They all know where this was aimed at. Crazy, right? The distinction Foss drew was between talent being genuinely combative on their own and producers pairing people up specifically to manufacture disagreement. And boy, there's nothing that irked me more other than the travel is when they try to pair you up with somebody they knew that y'all were just going to have fireworks. So the way that went was, who's in town this week? Marcellus? Oh, good. Who else is in town? Ryan Clark? Oh, yes. Okay, and then you're sitting in a pre-production meeting with Ryan, and y'all actually don't have beef. Y'all actually cool. Y'all like, what's up? And then they're like, all right, we're going to do this topic. Let's talk about the Cowboys. And then it's like, nah. Y'all both agree on the Cowboys. You both think they're going to be pretty good. Okay, all right, let's do this topic. LeBron. Oh, no, you guys both think he's like the GOAT, kind of. All right, let's talk about this topic. The Rams. Oh, you guys think different. Yes. That's our A block. We're going to start with our A block, the Rams, and we're going to have them beef. It's like, that's how they really do shows. Really do that show. Like they got a column of stuff you both agree on. They got a column you guys are kind of like whatever, but you see each other. I can agree or disagree without lying, without being fake. And then there's another conversation where, oh, they really go, this is the hot list. This is what they don't like. They disagree. And that's how they get it going. In his write-up, they pointed to shows like PTI where hosts are just as likely to be found agreeing with each other as they are to be closer to what he wants going forward. That's my point. Like, you don't have to fight and beef it out. All right, the rest of this is boring. So put it like this. They up there at Bristol right now are talking different. And everyone is seeing, if you want to call it the takeover of McAfee on the road, McAfee show everywhere, McAfee this, McAfee that. It's because they're embracing authenticity. He's surfing the right wave. They both in the ocean. They both big fish. Stephen A. Smith and McAfee are top dogs. Stephen A. Smith, as an employee, is making $20 million a year. He ain't got to pay nobody but himself. He get that check from Disney, it's $20 million. Every month, Stephen A. Smith is making 1.5, 6, 7. 1.7 million a month from Disney. He getting a check. And I'm saying that real number because I know a lot of people have never seen that amount of money in their life total. He getting that every month. McAfee got, they say reportedly 60 million, but he got to pay everybody. All them dudes in that back, all that studio, all them cats there, and the guests, he gives guests, the recurring guests, everybody. Point being, they both eating. They both eating. But you can see inside there, y'all both eating, but somebody gonna be at the head of the table. And right now it's Pat McAfee. He rolled the right wave. And it's so amazing why I'm always inspired by him is not just because of how high he's climbed, it's how he got it. He literally was not allowed to be who he wanted to be and be an ESPN personality. So he said, all right, I'll do it myself. If you can't get inspiration from that, if somebody say no to you and you say no to yourself, that's on you. They just said no. Look at this dude. He runs the network now. And he wouldn't even, they didn't even allow him. I was there. They wouldn't, no, not a punter. No, not even a little bit. Crazy, right? Woo, that's next level. That's sick. All right, we got to go out here. I'm going to get one more in. I'm going to squeeze one more in. This Rob Parker is hilarious. I got to just do it, and then we gone. Rob Parker talking. He's slick. Rob Parker talking about this WNBA. He said, look, there's a reason why y'all got so much drama. Now I figured it out. Y'all got so much drama because what y'all doing on the court? Yeah, I don't know, son.
With the W.
He broke that down to the very last compound. Here's the thing. He's right. I mean, you know, if you ever started a company or you ever just had a project, and one of the things you're going to hear when you say, I got this idea, now I want to execute it. I need a team. I built my team. Now I need to get funded. I need some capital. And then now it's time to take it to market because the market's going to dictate what this product is, its reception, and its direction, right? Like, don't waste all your time conceptualizing what this is going to be because the market is going to dictate what it is. Here's an example. Amazon. Remember how Amazon used to be? What they used to be like? They used to have like books. Remember that? It was like books. And that's what it was. And it did well. To me, it did, but not well like it is now. And then it pivoted. It took a pivot. WNBA hit when it first started, the ratings and everything, the curiosity element. And then it just, and I'm not lying. I've watched 2 games, maybe 3 games in the last week or so. Just like kind of background, kind of like, all right, front of mind, let me watch. I'm not going to say they doomed because Juju Watkins ain't there yet. I love me some Olivia Miles. I love me some, Aja Wilson. I love those. Kelsey Plum falling into her coach's arms and he couldn't say nothing but smile. He was like, yes. I love Kelsey Plum. Good Lord. But I'm not lying. This is why that transgender conversation is really interesting. And I think maybe why you're seeing coaches starting to talk about it. They may be at a point of desperation internally to just like, let's try anything. I'm not lying to y'all. Don't think I'm just BSing. I think they might be there because the game itself, it's harder and harder to keep people's attention now. There's so many options. I can't watch TV. I can't watch a show. Everything is just, I literally am like, And you're going to put that out there all the time? I don't like when people do this. I don't like that. Because 30 years starting in 1996, 97, when they really started, almost 30, is different than starting in 1950, right? Technology, networks, television, like technology on steroids now. And in 30 years from now, we're going to be like, damn, that's what y'all were doing in 2026? Yuck. Y'all were walking around with a phone? Y'all had this thing in your hand and you used to look at it and get into car accidents and bump into people. And what? You used to get in your car and actually put your hands on the wheel and drive and yuck. Like we can't, these ain't the same 30. That's my point. Kelvin has to understand, and he does. Those 30 back then, you had to get it out the mud compared to now. And then that's what they're getting it. It's easier to do it. There's a car company. What's that car company that just Lucid? They just popped up out of nowhere. You ain't starting no new car companies like that, like overnight. It's all these cars coming out. What's the Rivian? Like, it making me think, can I just start a car company? What is going on? Like, these cats are like, yeah, I like to draw and I got a couple bucks, so I'm gonna make me a car company. Yeah, I get this argument, blah, blah, blah. The real of it is we're gonna have to respect that, and they're gonna have to just say it like it is. Every sport, people don't like every sport. Like, even the NFL, not everybody likes the NFL. Think about it. How many people in this country? 335 million, they say? Okay. A good NFL game ratings in the normal game is what? 8 million, 10 million, 12 million, 15 million? This is why, like, what are we doing here? And then, you know, WNBA ratings are like, what, 500,000 to 1 million? I know what Rob is saying, and I lean that way more than Kelvin, but I do think I sound ignorant when I'm trying to tell somebody they like it. I don't. Oh, well. That same person doesn't like the NFL. And then I'm sitting there like, what's wrong with you? That's how they're looking at me when I say I don't like the WNBA. Right? I didn't like UFC at first. I did not. I was like, that's too much, dog. The dude's face just exploded. Now, I know it's safer than boxing, but I was like, his face just came off. There's blood everywhere. It looks like they filming colors out there. Like, what the hell is this? Who got shot? Now, I like it more than boxing. Can't even lie to you. Can't lie to you. Can't lie to you. So it's like, let us have the room, I guess, and space to breathe, to change our minds. But one thing about it is, thank God there's an NBA, because the WNBA would not be around without them subsidizing them. And that's, if you got a wealthy friend, you got a rich friend, and you got a business idea, it won't fail as long as your friend keep funding it. Right? Businesses fail. All businesses fail for one reason: the money gets funny. Whether you don't have it anymore or you don't want to throw more good money at their bad money. Simple as that. So it's always a money conversation. And from what I'm seeing, the money is trending up. So that means the sport is trending up. But I can't wait for Juju to come. I love Olivia. I just want to see all these women that I see in the girls I see in high school, and the ones that got that killer crossover, the girls that got the stick handles. And I watch the WNBA, and sometimes it makes me think of college basketball for the men. I don't like college men's basketball. I don't. Perimeter, pass, penetrate, kick back, dish, pass, shot clock, 10. Now let's run a play. I'm like, if y'all don't stop, the scores in college be like 66. I'm like, what? What y'all doing? It's the same dude I saw in high school that scored 50 a game. Now he in college, he's scoring 19 or 16. And they're like, oh, he's killing it. What? I don't like college men's basketball, and WNBA, I like more than that, but I'm not in love yet. Hopefully I fall in love. If not, oh well, stay divorced. Oh, I'm stupid. Love for you guys, man. We ran late. Sorry, but had to get some topics in there, get some variety in there. I'll see y'all tomorrow, man. Have an amazing day. I know I will. I'll be at the park. Dog, and I had a scene. Let me give y'all this. I went to the park for me. I didn't go to the park to go hide, to go hunt, to go say, hey, ladies. I didn't do any of that. But there was a fine girl that came by with a Great Dane. Shout out to you if you watch my podcast, lady. She came by with a Great Dane. I forgot the dog name. I see why dudes go to parks and be bringing their dogs. Because if I had a dog, it was a wrap. I was going to get married again tomorrow. But we still talked instead of saying hi and stuff. But her dog was gigantic. I was like, God dang. This big-ass dog. And she was a little old lady. I was like, what the hell? So I'll see y'all later, man. I'm about to go to the pet store and give me a dog. I am not getting married again. Trust that. Y'all ain't got to worry about that. No, sir. Not me. Love y'all, man. Having a great day. Have an amazing day. I know I will.